everyone, Craig from It Takes Two to Toku here with the very first inaugural episode of Craig Talks Toku, where it's a new show where I'm just gonna talk about Toku. It's ridiculous, but just go with it. And it's just gonna be kind of freewheeling, talking about, basically whatever I want to talk about, so you're stuck with that. New shows that I'm watching, old shows that we're watching, just kind of opinions, maybe a little bit of what's going on Twitter, Power Rangers, stuff like that. So hope you enjoy it. Hope you stick around. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. This week, we're going to be talking about episode 15 of KingOhger, A Visit to Suzume, which dealt with the aftermath of finding out that King Rakles had Hachioger's sister, Suzume, captive in his castle. This episode we found out that, she's kind of betrothed to him, possibly, maybe, as like kind of an option. And so the crux of the episode was trying to, quote unquote, rescue her, only to find out that she really didn't want to be rescued. She really has a huge crush on the king, and it was pretty funny to see everyone's reactions to that. I'm not totally on board with the visual style of KingOhger. The green screen is a little distracting, and they never really seem to have, really awesome fights because of the limitations of the green screen and the environment that they're filming in. But the story's there, and especially now that it's picking up, it's getting more and more interesting. So hopefully they can keep that trend going. And then with the reveal at the end, with her sister, maybe we don't quite have the full story of what's going on there. So it's pretty interesting. I really like it. And the funniest bit was probably Gira dressing up as the taxi bug, and that stupid villager finally getting maybe a little bit of comeuppance, not being able to get to his date on time. That was kind of well-deserved, and I enjoyed seeing that. I think we all kind of enjoyed seeing that. God Tarantula's pretty awesome. I mean, I don't love the real life suits, the CGI suits when they're in robot mode, but they're getting better at it. Like this fight scene, on the bridge, it looked legit, like pretty awesome. So, if they can keep up that level of quality, I can get on board. And then on Twitter, we saw the how it combines with KingOhger to form the 14-part combo. Kind of mainly just a backpack, but with that awesome new headpiece. Looks really cool. Definitely check that out on Twitter if you haven't already. And yeah, mostly backpack with like some guns coming over the shoulders. Pretty cool. I don't have the legend. Which one's the scorpion, the big cannon bug, and the grasshopper. I don't have those. I'm not totally on board with the way they look. In those combinations, I just love the original KingOhger robot so much that adding stuff to it makes me a little leery. But I'm excited to see where the combinations go, and, probably I'll relent and buy everything, That's kind of how I operate. So yeah, good episode. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, I mean, if they could just get a few more, kind of live action on scene fight scenes out in locations, I'd be down with that. So, we'll see. I'm sure they're working on something, and the story's there. So that really helps. Kamen Rider Geats, we're not watching Kamen Rider Geats. So we kind of gave up around the end of the first arc. Wasn't really working for us. So sounds like people are really enjoying it, but we're not really one of them. That Mark 9 suit is really awesome though. So that's really cool. So yeah, always love to see the new designs, especially the final power-up design. Always very cool to see. So if you're enjoying Geats, I'm very happy for you, but really, the whole reality show concept, even though I love Survivor, I mean, I grew up on Survivor. It was just, I don't know, in a Kamen Rider series, it just wasn't working for me. So next, an old show that we're watching is Metalder. We just finished episode 16, and it is really good. Like, I'm a Ride or Die Gavin series. I mean, that was one of our favorite series that we watched in the past few years, and it was just awesome. But we were looking for a new series, and we just decided to give Metalder a shot, and it's great. It is really great. I mean, I love the suit design. I mean, I've loved it since VR Troopers. So I love seeing it in its original context, and it's just a really great series. The characters are good. The villains are amazing. Like super rich, super detailed. The way they have like the different classifications, or actually the 4 different armies, and then the different classifications of like generals, light fighters, stuff like that. And they have like their own personal drama going there. Like sometimes the villain storyline is more interesting than what's going on with Metalder. I mean, the other day, I think it was episode 11, didn't have a single face actor all episode. It had Metalder in it for a little bit, but it was mainly like all suit actor, bad guy drama, and it was really legit good. So definitely check out Metalder if you haven't yet. Like I said, we're on episode 16. They're weaving in like all these different like continuing storylines, like skipping episodes. Like, you know, a villain will appear and then like they won't appear till, you know, a couple episodes later. So this whole arc with a villain called Hedagross, Wisdom, and Junior. It's just a really rich storyline. I think they're kind of wrapped up, but I'm maybe hoping we see Wisdom and Junior down the line again. That would be pretty cool. And then they brought back Top Gunner, which is a villain from like one of the very first episodes, and now he's back. You know, it seems like he's going to be. I mean, they kind of teased him in episode 16, so it sounds like he's going to be in episode 17. But again, like a villain that kind of went off, and you thought, okay, that's kind of wrapped up. And no, they're coming back, and yeah, definitely check it out. I mean, just for the villains alone, it's a really good series, and especially if you like the designs from VR Troopers, because let's face it, we all grew up, you know, Power Rangers, VR Troopers, so we know, you know, the designs, we love them, but it's cool to see them in their original context. So definitely check out Metalder if you're looking for a new series to watch. On to toys. So I cleaned out the closet the other day, and I kind of found this humongous stack of unbuilt Minipla that I'm totally slacking on. So the other day, I built DaiDenzin from Denjiman, one of my absolute favorite retro designs from the pre-Zhu era. He is just so awesome. I mean, they do such a good job on the Super Minipla line. I mean, he's just so cool. I don't know if you could see, but he's awesome. Great design. I mean, the ship mode, you know, nothing really to write home about, but this big blocky design, really good transformation. It was one of the harder Minipla that I put together. There was a lot of moving parts. You know, for such a simple design, there were a lot of moving parts, a lot of those small little nub pieces that you had to clip off, you know, perfectly, or else the 2 pieces don't go together. But it was a fun build, you know, and the end product just speaks for itself. It's just so awesome. So probably going to do a few more pre-Zhu Minipla that I have. I still have Sun Vulcan. I have Bio Robo. I also have the second Live Man re-release. So I did original Live Man, but then I have the Bison and Rhino to do now, because luckily it was originally a premium Bandai, missed out on that, but then they did a re-release. Now I have them, excited to put those together and then do the full final combo for them. That's going to be awesome. And then I have the whole Gao Ranger line to do. So I have a lot of work ahead of me. I don't even know how I have the time to talk to you right now, because I really should be putting Minipla together. But, you know, I love you guys so much. I just had to talk to you guys about Toku, and that's what we're here. On to Power Rangers. So on Twitter, Simon Bennett confirmed that the Kajiki Voyager, the Swordfish Voyager from Q Ranger, is really going to be the Shark Zord for Cosmic Fury. I'm okay with that. I mean, you know, they always change it. And always, like, I'm assuming the Shark Zord is going to go to Ion, the Gold Ranger. What is with Gold Rangers, like, getting their Zords switched up? We had Beast Morphers going from a beetle to a praying mantis. Then we have, go back to KingOhger and RPM. The Rooster turned into a Falcon, I think. What other Gold Ranger was changed? Yeah, they just seem to be changing all the Gold Ranger Zords. I mean, Pyramidas is Pyramidas, so, I mean, not much they can do with that. I mean, what are they going to turn him into, like a trapezoid or something? I don't think that would work. But I wouldn't put it past them, so. And also, Becca Barnes is leaving the franchise. She's been with the franchise for nearly 9 years, she said, since Dino Charge. Really great season, one of my favorites from the Neo Saban era. And yeah, she's a long time. She worked her way up from a writer, head writer, executive producer. I mean, I think she was a big part of the Once and Always special. So she's really just done phenomenal work, more phenomenal work on the franchise. But it sounds like she has a lot of new and exciting stuff in the works. So we wish her the best in her career and thank her for everything that she's done for the franchise. Speaking of Twitter, so I brought up this kind of question that I was curious to get everyone's take on. Like, which Zord do you really like? Now, I'm always going to use the word Zord. Even if it's Sentai, I'm just going to say Zord and probably Megazord because this is how I roll. So I apologize in advance. But so a question I asked on Twitter, and I want to get your opinion too, is what Zord do you really like on its own, but that gets totally screwed over in the Megazord formation? Is just totally either torn apart, not really utilized that well, just thrown on the back. So which one do you really like that gets totally screwed over in the Megazord? My answer was Machine Jetter from KingOhger, because it's basically, it looks really cool on its own, and that's the crux of the question. It has to look very cool on its own. You can't pick like a Zord that looks kind of crummy on its own and then is also still kind of crummy in the Megazord. It has to look like pretty awesome by itself, and that's why I picked Machine Jetter, because it's an awesome looking jet. With that clear blue plastic, looks really good. I mean, especially in the show when it's lit up, it looks awesome. So, but then in KingOhger, it's just a sword, like just a sword. It doesn't even like change, doesn't even like, maybe give them pull the bottom off, put them on backpack or something, like nothing, just a sword. And then I kind of feel bad for him, like if he's in there and they're doing a sword fight, he's like, whoa, like, I don't know, like, how do you do that? Like, I just don't know. So what do you guys think? So some answers on Twitter were the Firebird from the Thunder Megazord, very cool looking, phoenix bird thing, and then it's just a belt on the Thunder Megazord. Not very cool. And then there was the yellow ape and the pink turtle from the Samurai Megazord. They're arms in the basic Megazord, but then once you get up to those higher combinations, they're just like back into shapes, like in the back, like just like tucked back there. No one really sees them. That's kind of a bummer for them because they're pretty cool swords. Especially, I really like that ape sword and the way it folds up. Very cool. And then there was another similar issue with like kind of Tokyo Rainbow and Kyutamajin, where, the combinations are cool, the individual Zords are cool, but then once you get up to that final combination, you have this whole pile of unused husks, like just tucked away, not doing anything, providing zero value to the final combination because you're just using a small portion. So I thought that was a good answer too. And then there was also the Dolphin Zord from Ninja Storm, which in the Hurricane Megazord formation just gets totally just not anywhere. We'll see you later, Tori. Your services are no longer required. So yeah, let me know below what you think. What Zord do you really like that just totally gets screwed over in the Megazord combination? I'd like to hear your answers. And yeah, that's really all I have to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me your feedback here, Twitter, private message, whatever you want to do. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want me to talk about. And yeah, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Love you guys. Hope you have an awesome time at Ranger Stop and Pop in Atlanta if you're going. Super jealous. Sounds like they have a really awesome guest list. So there's a lot of people that I haven't had a chance to meet yet. We've been to 2 Ranger Stops in Orlando, but the Atlanta one sounds really cool and it has a lot of really great guests. So super jealous of everyone that gets to go. Hope you have an amazing time. And yeah, can't wait to hear all about it. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.